Yeah, let's see.
I will adjust this. So, all right, maybe we should get started. And I'm very happy to introduce Mr. Alban Gerhardt. And we're very privileged to have him with us today. It's very nice of him to take some time out. I know he's very busy. And I think all the cellists know him, right? I mean, he is one of the, premier cellists today. I mean, he tours all over Europe, the United States, plays with all the major orchestras, all the major venues, records with the best recording labels, and it's just a real pleasure to have him here. We're very lucky. So let's welcome Mr. Alban Gerhardt.
Thanks, Jamie. Pleasure to be here. It was great meeting you. You have to tell them how we met, because
Yes.
I wanted to make a video about virtuosic bow strokes. And I postponed it more and more because I had no idea how to teach it, except the ricochet. And then I came across your excellent website where you show how sautiller works. And I was so impressed because it was the first time I ever saw anybody explain it the way that it actually makes sense. And I could see how I do it and how you describe what I feel when I do it, but I couldn't put it in words. So that was so good. So then I dared to do my first video blog about ricochet, and I'm still working on the sautiller and the staccato. But it won't be as good as yours. So no bother watching it.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot. And by the way, I highly recommend his Patreon account. Please sign up. It doesn't even cost much money, and you can see he has so many videos that are so helpful. And I think nobody could hear my introduction. I realized I was behind the microphones. Is that true?
I could hear it. It was a little bit remote, but it was fine. You don't have to repeat.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we can get started now. Let me just adjust the camera. So, would you like to introduce yourself and let me pin?
Oh, before I forget, is there any chance you could send me the etude that person is going to play? Because I haven't played etude in 30, or it's probably too late now. Then try to come up with something sensible later.
Okay, yeah, maybe they can snap a picture and they can figure out how to send it on this, perhaps.
That would be clever. Yeah, just like you can add files, I think. Yeah, a screenshot would be iPhone shot. But now Elgar is fine. I think I heard the piece before.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Maximiliano.
Okay. Hello, my name is Maximiliano Fernandez. I'm a sophomore here at Central Michigan University, and I am from Peru. So, yep, I think that's it, right?
Thanks. Very good, Massimiliano. I know it's a horrible situation. It's already bad enough to play for your classmates and your teacher being there, and then a microphone and the camera, and it's like all the three worst things together, four worst things. I mean, I was always my nervousest when I played for my teacher. So I was always the worst, which is actually very helpful, because if you play always your best in the lessons, your teacher cannot help you. If you're always a superstar, then he cannot really tell you what you could improve. Then when my classmates were listening, that drove me nuts, and I hated always recording. So a microphone used to drive me completely crazy, and the worst, a camera, and you have it all together. So you have the worst in your life behind you. That's great. And you did very well. So, and you played by heart, didn't you?
Yeah.
Excellent. I think it's something pretty important, and it's an art which is a bit lost nowadays. I see a lot of people always playing with the score, and I think we can be better musicians and players if we like get the stuff in our brain. At least I can play definitely better than if there's the music in front of me. You seem, everything seems to be very well put together, like right and left hand, but I mean, there's one technical complaint and one musical complaint. The technical complaint would be you have to clean up just a little intonation. Yeah. And what's your take on intonation? How do you work on that? Like when you would go home now and you have 1 hour to practice the piece.
I usually use a tuner and just try to memorize how it's supposed to sound.
Uh-huh.
You've done a lot more than that.
And also, like, I also use the drone. I use drones. It depends, like, on the chord. I also tune it with that.
That's a very good idea. I've never thought of that until recently. A patron of mine did it. But and he told me that he was doing it. I thought, oh, I had no idea that this is possible. But yeah, it's good to have that. But at the same time, if we only rely on that, then we are lost without it. So obviously it's good to, and you do that, I guess.
Realize too.
But
like,
something, but for me, like if there's anything difficult, and actually, you know what's really difficult is this first subject. I mean, the famous tune of that piece is really hard. So I would even recommend to do, well, I'm always telling the same story, how I learned that technique. It's a very, very super basic, boring, idiotic technique. And I learned it from a friend of mine, phenomenal violinist. He had the room next to me during some festival, and I heard him practice like this. Do you know what piece that is? Nobody ever guessed it except one young woman the other day in some masterclass. She really could hardly play the cello, but she guessed it. It was... The guy practiced the entire Tchaikovsky violin concerto last movement in that kind of speed. And actually, because I respected him so much, I tried to understand where he came from, and I tried it on some passages, and it really works wonders. So I would practice that subject of the Elgar like this. So you one plays the note. No, you put the finger, you play the bow, you stop, and then so it's completely separated. My teacher Boris Pergamenchikov, he used to say with cello playing is the other way around to European traffic. In European traffic, whoever comes from right has priority, and with cello playing, he says the left hand has priority. So that the left hand goes first and then the bow. This is a very unmusical thing to do and to think, but it's very helpful for intonation. So maybe just, oh, and I would definitely avoid the harmonic. I'm a big, I'm on a crusade against playing those harmonics. I think it's a melody and one should try to spin the line. But just to get those first 8 bars completely in tune, try just once this like, just note by note, and stop the bow and then move the left hand. But press that note. Very good. And the secret is that we should never ever correct it. So if you have wrong, just go back. And the B natural was a little bit flat. So really go like, and the harmonic, don't play harmonic, because at the end of the day we want there's no reason to change the color on that A. And to play a harmonic is a huge color change. So I mean, you can ask any cellist, why do you play the cello? And every cellist will say, oh, because it comes the closest to the human voice and the singing and blah. Every cellist will tell you he's inspired by singers. But 99% of cellists love doing the harmonic. I have no idea where that comes from, but it's a sound no voice can ever do. I mean, this, I cannot even do it, sorry. It's like changing from, I don't know, I'm bad with words, but it's definitely not in the same sound world. It can be a beautiful thing. At times a harmonic can be very effective, but especially in that, I definitely would avoid it. I'm on the obsessive side, so you shouldn't trust everything I say. But I think in this case, the harmonic could be avoided. So, so I would practice the whole thing and really have the nerves. Stop the bow, then play and just feel the distance. And if it's too low, then analyze quickly and make a note of this was too little, because this is really not an easy subject, because we are all the time and shifting and stretching. It's not easy. It sounds so easy. It should sound like the most natural thing, but at least in 20% of cases that I played that piece, I didn't play that in tune. Maybe even 30. I mean, 100% in tune. There was always something like, oh no, and the next challenge of that would be to vibrate through, so that every... Oh yeah, I mean, I won't bother you with intonation anymore now, because we have only limited time. But now try to do this just on those 2 notes, on F sharp and G. Try to keep the...
Okay.
Maybe do 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. Actually, what you did first was a good idea, to not start with a rhythm, but really like... That's a good way to start. Actually, one could play the whole theme like this. I never had that idea. Thank you very much. Why do I always need... I should teach more, because the students can give us such good ideas. So play ones without the rhythm, just like as if it's an equal melody. Very good, but try to vibrate the A as well. So, or maybe to avoid the stress of having to put all these notes on one bow, do it note by note once. Even though then you might stop vibrating between bow changes.
Okay.
No, sorry, try legato. Try legato. that was that's very nice. The big challenge is obviously the F sharp A B, because we have this. And I mean, James mentioned this Patreon thing I do, and I started that with COVID because suddenly I had no concerts and I had to do something. Otherwise, I would have just been home and eaten too much food, I guess. So I came up, and my older son, he had suggested once that I should put on Instagram. He's an Instagram guy. I hate Instagram, so I didn't do it for Instagram. I couldn't be bothered just for likes. But with this Patreon, it gave me another incentive, because there are people waiting for something that I do. So I did, and I put all my daily routines. But there's now one daily routine missing. One I adapted after I did a vibrato video blog, and I had asked my wife, because I was obsessed with vibrato. I learned that every note should be vibrated, no matter what. So even the fastest things, I would add vibrato. So the continuous vibrato was never something I had to learn. The teachers rather had to tell me vibrate less. So I asked my wife what to do for continuous vibrato, and she showed me this violin exercise, which is really fantastic. And it goes like this. Or maybe I should start rather with a C sharp. Well, there are two versions. It's like, or something like this. I've never done the easy version. The difficult version is more important. It goes like this. So with a full step. And since I did this video blog, now I added that as a daily routine. So, and I did these daily routines actually to inspire young people like you who might think, because most instrumentalists, cellists I know, they think, oh, we practice scale all our youth, we don't need them anymore. And I'm just showing that even an old guy like me, who plays now professionally since 32 years, I still do that every morning. And I do open strings and like Kosman, like these things, and Feuillard and all kinds of stuff. And now also this, because the hand, we're lazy. By nature, we're lazy, and we tend to do the same things. So I'm not blaming you at all. I mean, most people don't have a good legato in that opening theme, even famous people. You can, I won't say any names, and they're incredible cellists, but even from some incredible cellists, I could, with my eyes closed, write down their fingerings, because often the first finger is not vibrated, or whatever, it's a shift and then they don't vibrate, and the little note is not vibrated. So just to, I'd like to have it conscious. If we don't vibrate something, it should be really a choice and not because it's uncomfortable. So that's why this, I'm talking too much, sorry. Why this vibrato exercise, my wife told me, is so valuable, because then you don't have to practice that at the piece anymore. You did it already, and then it comes kind of natural. So now I talked enough. Just try. You did very well with, this was fantastic. Now try with a G sharp. Very good, very good. Yeah, try to not stop at all. Don't think of beauty right now, and nobody should be laughing about him, because this is really hard. I mean, I don't see anybody laughing, but don't worry about these people. They all are in awe that you can do it. So just do F sharp, G sharp. Super. And now try the same with A. You might want to move a little bit your left shoulder forward.
Yeah.
Very good. So you could even do it more ugly by doing even slower, like. So you have to open the hand a little farther. Can you do like a slow swing? Very good. Yeah, great. I won't bother you with that anymore. But this, I would recommend anybody playing that piece to play the whole opening like. Just try to swing slowly, and then what you do with it later, you could do more, you could be less, but just that the hand is in such control that you could actually, if you wanted, do the legato also with vibrato, because the vibrato can enforce the legato. So now enough of these technical things. Now, pure from the musical side.
Okay.
Do you know by heart what Elgar is writing for as a metronome marking? I mean, not that metronome is especially beautiful, musical, but.
I think it's 66, right?
And you know how fast that is?
Yeah, I play it slower.
Yeah, you played like what the tradition is. Actually, there was a very nice man, a colleague of mine. He tweeted once, he took over from me. I played with some conductor, Elgar, and he took over I couldn't do the other two concerts, so he did them. And he tweeted, oh, Alban was doing the original, sorry, I have to put the cable, the original speed of Elgar. And he made like a sign of applause. But then later I talked to the conductor and he said that this colleague of mine, this very esteemed colleague, asked them to play it slow. He could not, while he liked the fact that the orchestra was prepared to play it in the 66, he couldn't, he was so used to the to this, which is obviously a different piece to what Elgar had in mind. So Elgar actually wants them. And I think the dynamical marking is either piano or even pianissimo. I forgot now. So we don't, and he put one bow. And with this quicker speed, actually, I mean, it's to be argued. Jacqueline Dupre is amazing. But in 1961, when she did it first at the proms in her debut, she plays it much closer to what Elgar wrote. Then she kind of got typecast with that piece and she did it over and over and over and over again. And at some point, and people, obviously, they told her, oh, you're so emotional, it's so wonderful. So she took more time, which is fantastic. I mean, she could do it half as slow and twice as fast. She was just a genius and fantastic in anything. But when we little dwarfs are playing it, I think it's helpful to go back to what Elgar did, like what the genius Jacqueline Dupre did. She started out differently, and then her journey took her in very few years because she had a very short-lived career because of this horrible disease. But the journey took her to where she arrived, and which we all love. But actually, I prefer her first. I prefer personally the beginning of her journey. It has, I don't know. It's for me. That's not the most voluptuous piece. It's rather a piece about loss and yes, especially loss. I mean, the British, when he wrote it, the British Empire was gone, which he regretted very much. His wife had died or was about to die. It was at the end of his career. So anything, age, war. I mean, Europe was not to be recognized, and he lost his partner. So this is a deep sadness. So I don't think it would be like you didn't do that, but this kind of outward singing, like, oh, poor me. He was an English gentleman, so it was rather poor me. So more introvert than anything. And you know, there's no edition. Jacqueline Dupre didn't do an edition, and I heard from first hand, somebody in an interview said that they wanted her to do one. And the first thing she wanted to do, she wanted, the first word in the cello part? Like when at the beginning it says, I think, like, unfortunately it says fortissimo, but then, there's another word.
Quasi improvisando.
No, that's Dvorak.
Oh yeah.
Is that also for Elgar?
I
Hey,
don't know.
by the way, in the Dvorak, I always thought, oh, quasi improvisando, I have to quasi improvise. Until a few months ago, I looked at the manuscript and it clearly says quasi improvisando for the strings. The cello part, it says risoluto. So I don't know. I'm still trying to do quasi improvisando, which nobody does. Nobody plays. They all play almost metronomical. The beginning is always quite stale. But actually, Dvorak, indeed, I mean, at least in his handwriting, it looks quite clearly improvisando for the strings, so that they're kind of, they can wait what the cellist is doing, but we don't have to. And I think Elgar, neither. There's no improvisando. It says nobilmente.
Oh yeah.
So she wanted to cut that out because obviously she didn't do, I mean, she did anything, but she didn't play that piece nobilmente. It's like, and I don't think this is what he had in mind at all. So, one personal question: how did you like how your piano partner played, took over after you played your beginning?
I mean, I like it. I can say anything because like she's Dr. One, right?
Good answer. But you know the big difference between you and her, except that she's a pianist and you're a cellist, and she's a woman, you're a man.
Yeah.
The less obvious. And she played soft and you played loud, but she has piano and you have fortissimo. But another difference.
I don't know. I can't really.
She played the rhythm.
Oh, okay.
She did ba-team. And what's the next values? What are the next 4 notes? The value of that?
What are the things?
Like, is it 8th note, quarter note, 16th notes?
Oh, it's like quarter notes in 16. 8 notes in quarter notes, right?
Exactly. So it is. If we leave out the chords, it would be. So that is the beginning, and that in forte. So in fortissimo. So that is, it should be a long line. You can play it, now I didn't play it as loud as I could, which I don't think it has to be that, it doesn't have to be incredibly muscular, just with great depth somehow. But I think the pulse, and he even puts a metronome marking there, I forgot which one, or maybe not, I don't know. Doesn't matter, it's quicker than what we normally do. And the 8 notes, the half notes, often people are not so slow because they are running out of bow. But then the 8 notes suddenly become much, not only slower, but also much louder. So you have to be aware that if you play 1, 2, 3, 4, now if you do, this is suddenly much louder.
Okay.
So play once for me without the chord. Just try to build a long line. But you're playing exact half speed. You're playing ba da dee da da, but it's ba dee wam pam 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 pam.
Okay. something like that.
Almost. So the half notes are a little bit too quick. So.
Okay.
The comma, I think the comma, what does the comma mean for you? Why is there a comma? How would you explain that?
It's just like a pause, you know, like a rest between those two measures.
But why? If you would sing it, why would anybody make a pause there? I know the tradition has come to the point that everybody pauses there, but I've never understood. So do you have a special feeling for it, or
I guess.
I'm not blaming you nor pointing fingers. It is really 99.9%,
Right.
99.9% make a pause there.
I just gotta see my music very quick.
And I think 99.9% don't understand why they're doing that pause there.
I think it's because it's about to go to kind of like a cadence. So
But
it goes
actually,
like.
well, I meant this comma. This one, where everybody has two down bows, and then. And that's a good point. Cadence, exactly. It's so they're connected even. So musically, those two notes are absolutely connected. So for me, I mean, I don't even know if it's original. Does anybody have the manuscript to see if Elgar really wrote a comma? I'm not. But even if you wrote the comma, I would, because I don't give a shit what other people played before me. I have to understand why. And if I don't understand the comma, I don't play it. And I never understood. And the only reason what I could do, like if you sing it, tam pa ta 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 tam pa, you want this ta 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 ta. You don't want da 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 da. You want ta 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 tam pa. But like you change the ta ta pa. So a bit more emphasis. I would use that comma. But it has to be connected. Ta 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 tam pa. So my and I think these two down bows, they have this. It gets this bigger than live whole. So I'm cheating. I do two down bows before. So. For me, that is plenty of comma. And
Okay.
I would bet a lot of money that Elgar would have been happy with that kind of comma. Okay. And I'm quite sure this. I mean, one could, if you like this bowing, then do a quicker retake.
Okay.
For example, also the very beginning, I would avoid to have no crescendo up, but rather so really quick retake. Sorry. And not whole bow. And I don't know how good the microphone. Oh shoot! I didn't turn on the. Where am I? Why don't I see? Okay. I don't see the original sound thing.
Oh, yeah. We can hear you okay. Sometimes it gets softer, but we can still hear you.
Exactly. That's crazy. How did I do that? But normally there's this original sound, and now I don't have the original sound. Oh no, I'm so sorry. 1 second. I'm such an idiot. I tell everybody, turn on the original sound.
Yeah.
It doesn't have it here.
We could hear you okay though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I want to make the point that you don't need the whole bow there. So now try with the chords and try as long as possible for those opening half notes.
Okay.
There was much better rhythm, definitely. Your ending of the half notes were still with a little crescendo. I would try to think as much long line as possible, because if you do, that interrupts the line. So it really, and that's why I don't think thinking fortissimo for the first note is helpful, because actually this should be, so we should go there. And now when you did, now you rushed it a little, the two down bows. Maybe try once with two down bows here.
Something like that.
I like that much better. For me, that it would be enough comma, and if you take the time to really go deep as you did, that's very nice. So just food for thought. I know it's not what the tradition says, but it's definitely what Elgar wrote. Then when you have this little bridge, what does it say there? I forgot.
It says ad libitum.
Ad libitum.
Yeah.
But what does it mean for you that? Oh no, I said it
Like,
already. Oh.
like you're free to do whatever you feel, right?
Exactly, but this little bars, how many ever they are they even bar lines? No, probably not.
Balance.
Are there any bar lines? But I haven't seen the music in too long.
No. Well, yeah, there's like balance. Like, yeah, there's like, it's like 2 measures and a half.
Okay, so what do they represent?
2 measures and a half.
Those bars. What are you playing there? What is it? What is it? A second theme, a third theme, or how would you characterize what the cello is doing between the and the orchestra plays, and then
Yeah, and then like, I would say like, it's hard to tell because like I would say like it's like a second theme, but not really because like you don't see that in the rest of the music. So I would say like it's like an intro or like the end of the first theme, kind of like a coda.
exactly. It's well, I gave it away actually. Luckily you didn't hear it. I said bridge, so it's like bridging between. It's a connection or an afterthought or an intro to the. Well, it's filling in the gap somehow.
Yeah.
But if you remember how the orchestra finishes off, it's quite soft. Da da pa 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 tiam. I think it's a pianissimo chord in B major, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I want to get at is that I thought you played that far bigger than necessary. I think it could be rather so the orchestra leaves you alone there and you're kind of stranded in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So I ad libitum is wonderful, but maybe a bit less certain. So not a. I would still play a rhythm, because if he wanted no rhythm anymore, I would still have the ya pa 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 pa. Well, it's what is it? Is it what do we have like? is it? No, 8
Yeah.
note.
It's like 16 notes, and then yeah.
Then you give it to the orchestra, to the violas who try to try that once a little bit more, a bit more rhythmical, but searching. So not metronomical, but still I want to recognize the construct.
Okay.
I like that better, but you have oh now I lost the, was it you I know you're a doctor, so dear doctor pianist, a little bit later let the F sharp sound a little longer and then kind of sneak into the, I don't know what does it say, do we have a fermata and then the orchestra joins?
We don't have anything. Just
Oh
like
shoot,
A
so it
sharp.
starts immediately?
Yeah.
I have fermata.
Oh, you have fermata. I don't know. Well, yeah, but then like, oh yeah, it's a fermata here, right?
I
Yeah,
have
there is a fermata. Yeah.
Fermata on F sharp.
Yeah.
For us, and when does the orchestra come in?
Yep.
After that.
Yep.
After the fermata. Okay, yeah, okay. So just a little later. But with your, if you really want to go to the A string for the end of this whatever it is bridge, be aware that the A string is a very loud string.
Okay.
And if you I mean, either if you want it or not, I don't care, but it was a sudden break.
Okay.
So I'm sure you didn't want it suddenly much louder.
Okay.
So I would either stay on the D string or just go a little bit out. But if you do, the open A string was like a sudden mezzo forte.
Okay.
And if you start, where do you want to go with this phrase? I mean, like, what's the micro phrasing? You want to do da 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 or da da ta da da or da 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 da. So where is the?
I want to go to the eighth note, right? That is tied to the there.
That's definitely a possibility, but by the bowing you're using, you have a little bit of emphasis here. So there's already, that's a bit heavier. And then, and with the up bow, you then play a crescendo. So if you want to do that, try to do. So I would then make sure that you arrive at the F sharp and not go have a crescendo on it, or just switch the bowings. So do. So you could start with an up bow and then avoid that this has a down bow feeling. But as an exercise, you could just try to avoid the down bow feeling by not doing the down bow too heavy.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
That was very nice. Also the takeover from the orchestra. Thank you. You avoided beautifully the crescendo,
Yeah.
but you still come in with a it's not an accent, but I would call it an emphasis. And you know why? Not because you don't have an accent, but as soon as your bow hits the string, you have some kind of quicker bow speed. You do. So if you start, you have to be like a. So try hardly any bow.
Okay.
Just as an exercise. Just. From the character, I thought that was really lovely. Now maybe it was a bit too pale, but I much prefer too pale than too strong.
Okay.
But I still cannot hear that you want to go to the eighth note. So if you want to make, then what you avoided now, very nice. You avoided you didn't have that anymore. But if you want the little highlight on the F sharp, you have to give the bow speed on the up bow, which is not the natural thing to do, but it's a good thing to be able to do. So. And take here. So I hear the A. I completely go out of the string. Otherwise, if I stay in the string, it's suddenly ba. So I'm sorry, I'm putting too much at once on you. So try once a bit more highlight and try to avoid the A string.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice. I hear your teacher breathing in the background. I think he's nervous because we probably should switch to the next student. Should we? Thank you very much, Massimiliano. Great playing. Bravo.
Great, thank you so much. And yeah, those are really great ideas to be thinking about. And so now we have Nicole, who's in Washington, D.C. She's a student of my teacher.
Oh yeah, you said so.
Yeah. So I'm going to put her up here.
And did you manage to send the?
Yes, I sent it to Jamie, and Jamie has to send it to you.
Okay, or just
Because I don't know your email.
Well, if you click on chat, there's do you have the chat thing?
Yeah.
If you click on chat, then on the right bottom corner there's file, and with this file you could also just send it in this chat, so everybody could actually see it. No, everybody who has the Zoom.
Yeah, my file is on my phone, so.
You know, I have it here. I see it. Maybe I can figure out how to get this. Would it help if I sent it to your email? I can forward it.
You can. Yeah. Just do it. If
Okay.
it's easier.
Okay, I'm sending it right now. Being sent to Madrid.
Okay, perfect. Let's see how quick that goes. It's quite amazing, isn't it? I mean, all these. I mean, we don't pay anything for what we're just doing right now. This conference with having people watch, and it's amazing. I studied in Cincinnati in 88, 89. And I remember calling home for my parents. I did once a week, and each phone call was like $10 for 2 minutes or something. And now we're having free video conferences with, it might as well be 1 million people watching right now. They're not, I know, but they could, and no extra charge for us. It's amazing. So, okay, now I have the document. Why doesn't it open? Well, if you want, start already. I'll manage to. Very good, bravo. Such, it reminds me how wonderful these caprices are by Piatti, and I haven't looked at them since 40 years. What a shame. What is the main incentive of playing that? What do you think is the most important thing here?
Well, for this piece, I ricochet my bow.
Aha, interesting. Yeah, I was wondering about that because is that really a ricochet exercise? Where does it say that he wants it ricochet? I'm just wondering. You have the I have the music there. You know what he's writing? You know what the you played it by heart, didn't you?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. My teachers always stressed that actually anything I played in lesson I had to play by heart, etudes, whatever. And I'm sure I must have played that piece at some point, but the only thing he writes there is maestoso and ben marcato il basso. And you know how a composer would have written ricochet if he wanted ricochet. What's the famous ricochet place you know? Actually, The only ricochet place in the entire cello literature I can think of.
The part in Dvorak.
Very good. Very good. That's ricochet. And you know how he writes that?
He puts like staccato dots.
Exactly. And Piatti is not doing that, strangely. So I'm wondering if maybe you almost put too much emphasis on the ricochet, which actually in Dvorak, I mean, this the ricochet here in Dvorak is the other way around, which is a bit more annoying. But I'm wondering if maybe actually he wants us to work on these bass lines. So this. God, I cannot see so far. Ugh. Let's see, where is that? So that you bring in much more lengths to the. And I would even try to avoid the ricochet. Maybe have the ricochet when it gets soft. But well, we had some microphone problems. Maybe would it be possible? What do you use? Do you have a microphone or just the laptop?
Just a laptop.
Because it was going crazy, so it was a lot of your laptop was over challenged by your cello playing, so it's difficult to hear. But I sometimes, I mean, it sounded super loud, but I saw that you were not working actually as much as you could, like the. Like when it comes to fortissimo with this amazing, I mean, it's really good piece. Oh God, it's so small. That you're really going very deep there in the string. So I would play once start from beginning and play it slower. And try to, and you know how he writes these bass line? Do you remember how it looks?
Mm-hmm.
What does he write?
He writes.
But how is that note marked?
What do you mean?
Well, what value does the note have? Is it one of the triplets?
Yeah.
Exactly not. He writes quarter notes. So he wants us to pretend, and I'm not saying that to embarrass you at all. I mean, I wouldn't have known. I'm just looking at the music, so that's easy. But he writes quarter notes, so it's like this. And then, oh yeah, all the time, how annoying. So obviously we cannot hold the quarter note. So the trick would be probably to just be like. So as long as you can. I don't want you to give up the good rhythm, but to somehow manage like. So that we really hear a melody, and if possible to even vibrate whenever it's possible. Obviously the open string, so play it once really slow, like ta 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 ta. Very good, but try to think, completely forget the ricochet idea. Just think super legato. Who knows? Maybe he does not want ricochet at all. I mean, actually, this is when I look at the part, I don't think this is a ricochet exercise. I think that's a legato exercise. It's a legato over the string exercise and a baseline exercise. So we want, and I would have the whole thing closer to the frog actually. So not this and the shaking of the wrist. So that's the typical ricochet. So we have to avoid it. We don't want the bow to jump. We want, so we want super legato. And the super legato you will manage by like just do ones like this. Let's see. Can I do this? Yeah. Sorry, you were too far. Do it one more time because I didn't see your right arm completely. Good. So look what I'm doing, and you tell me the difference between the two of us. Do you remember what? Could you envision what you did in comparison to me?
Maybe I had too much movement in my arm.
Actually, actually almost the opposite. Okay, I show you what you did. I think you did kind of this. And I did like this. So I tried to, I believe, I mean, it's all subjective anyway. I believe that we get a much better legato if we do the stroke out of our elbow, or as somebody once told me, it's not the elbow, it's the shoulder. So that, but for me, it's helpful to think that my elbow is moving up and down. So this. Try that once with the elbow rather. And can you go even deeper with this? When you go down, you're doing. So I see your elbow resting. Try to have the elbow with the down movement. Much better. And then if you could, to try to avoid any accent on the A string. So think like now. So we think going piano on the A string and forte on the G string. Lower. Yeah, very good. And now try them. Very nice. And try now to do that much closer, not much closer, but a little closer to the bridge. Like, I don't know, can you see my bridge here? Very good. And can you play the A even softer? So that's most. Oh, shit. Sorry. great. That's wonderful. Now, do you think you can do a bit of vibrato there? Closer to the bridge. Yeah, and now do let's see if that sounds how that sounds. Do it once faster. Yam pam pita dam pam. Yeah, very good. Could be, let's see. Why is that always out of tune? That's difficult. Ugh. I would not, okay, that, I mean, obviously you can do the whole, I would do the whole piece like legato like that. I mean, if I was you, just, you can also, if you want to play it in a competition, you could do ricochet, but I think the more valuable, if you use it as an etude, the more valuable lesson would be really, and to really go down. I still see a little more this than this. And sound-wise, you will have much more power if you can do the. So this digging, like have you ever done some gardening work? Have you ever worked in a garden, like, or have you built a sandcastle at the ocean or something? Like, have you ever dug a hole somewhere with a shovel, you know? Shuffle? Like, if you play in the, well, how old are you?
I'm 16.
So well, that's already a long time ago that you were a kid playing in the dirt. But yeah, like, you know, you would like, I honestly, I remember when I play these things, I think of the digging a hole with a shovel. The shovel are these things where you take out sand and it's not the nice beach sand. It's like wet, heavy, if possible, red soil, really red and fertile soil. You go, it's great fun. It's quite tiring and you should watch your back. And this is this. So this movement, like, and I can, when you did, you're still a bit stuck with your elbow. So that I would see that exercise, that etude as because otherwise you played it left hand, you have absolutely no problem. But the right hand, I think you can use that to improve sonority and sound. And just if you want to talk about music, there was a little bit the tendency of, well, a bit of stereotype. I wouldn't say rubato, but you took time, pam, 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 pam. It was always this, I mean, that's musical. Pam, 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 pam. But sometimes it's also good to make these disappear, like pam, 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 so that we're not each time. So sometimes it's nice to do. Oh God! Oh, because I have you on the one side and on the other side I have these tiny notes. Oh, and it's dark. Is it dark? Why is my screen dark? Yeah, that's better. Why can I get that thing bigger? 1 second. Yeah, that's a little bit. Much nicer. Yeah, try to avoid the slowing down ones, just as an exercise to see. So start the beginning, possibly, and move it a bit closer to the frog at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That you did each time when you arrived. Pam, 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 pam. So like go for it instead of slowing down. Sorry, that was bad. God, I cannot do this. That's horrible. Is there any better fingering? I would use the thumb. I wouldn't want to jump. On the E, I would put a thumb because the thumb is all free. So. Sorry. So that we have this that actually the notes almost like a melody. So that obviously the melody is this. It's difficult. Oh, my eyes getting tired. So try once exactly this. Da 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 pom. Do it a little bit slower and try to keep the bow completely in the string. And I'm losing a little bit your bass line. Keep the da. Go even deeper. Yeah. That's much better. And now I know it's mean. I'm being really mean. But but you played so well. I have nothing else to do than picking on some musical little details. So do the. Yeah, here's a accent there. So now I slow down. Sorry, I do it. Oh, that's horrible. So the trick is really actually the whole piece. You have to try not to, except maybe if you want to highlight a special shift in the top line, because obviously there's also top line like you did here. Sorry. But latest here, we want to hear again more of this. Do once just those 2 bars. And do more of the the elbow thing. Dum, 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 dim. So and do this. Try to do that without time. So, then you have this. Oh, there's a diminuendo. Oops, I didn't realize. Okay, where are we at? That's like mezzo forte, mezzo, 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 and then we have the diminuendo, and the E major is a subito forte. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh. Did you see that? Do you have the music somewhere? Like in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line, there is a diminuendo and rallentando. So actually he wants like, or is that just for that? Weird. Very weird. He writes it in the middle of the. No, that cannot be serious. That must be a misprint. That doesn't make any sense. So I would forget about the rallentando, but maybe that he wants kind of going like. So that this is suddenly more, or I'm misunderstanding something completely. But that's interesting. Try to maybe make sense. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the 5th line.
Yeah, this dim and rallentando, and the dim is actually cannot just be for those 2 beats, no? I think the dim, I would take it like going down. It would be interesting. It would be musically definitely something different. So you could, yeah, try once. I mean, maybe it doesn't make any sense, but. Very good. So, but you think it's just that he wants the time. You might be right. Yeah, probably it's just for those 2 beats. What a pity. But then, yeah, maybe then, yeah, it's badly. What edition is that? Is there any? It would be nice to see an urtext once. Is that Peters or something?
It's international edition.
Yeah, they all suck. Would be nice. There must be some. That would be worth looking. Why they have this? But maybe you could go even softer then when you do. So yeah, exactly. You read the dim ral only for those 2 beats, but then when the theme comes again, I would think piano. Because before we are constantly in mezzo forte, and this I would go dim down to piano and then stay piano, and then have the subito forte. Try that once. Maybe that's nice. It's good, but even in that piano, try to get length on this. That we really have quarter notes. It's all quarter notes. It's never. This he definitely didn't want. He goes through the hassle. Each of the bass line has a quarter note. So you cannot afford doing this ever. The easiest to do is actually here. If you hear, it's that. So it sounds elegant, but so that's the easy way out. You can go like Paganini. It's a caprice. I mean, he uses that as etudes. The only way, and this is, I mean, that's the easiest bow stroke we have on the cello. This way. The other way around is harder. I mean, in the Dvorak to have get the ricochet jumping is difficult because we have to start from the top. That's so much easier. So the difficulty in that piece is to really get the to as close to the frog. I mean, I think as close to the frog as possible because. And here he gives up. Oh, that's funny. For the 32nd notes, he is getting out of the. He doesn't have. So here's the first time he goes like. Sorry. There was something when you went really quick. Da da, dido da dido da dim. This. That's nice. Oh yeah, can you do that once? This place. Maybe a little bit slower and still have more of this. A little longer quarter note there. Yeah, very nice. And do it once slow. With vibrato. And now, lastly, a little, especially on the G string, rather go like. So almost out to the, not going too close to the bridge on the A string, but rather the opposite, like. To sing this lower line there. Yeah, very nice. And then how does one do the subito piano? That's interesting. So if we are. And then. Oh, thumb, sure. Okay, so do once that subito piano and try with as little time as possible. So there's like, oh, sorry. Oh shit, I'm bad. Do that once better. Very good. So if you here there too much A string, so that we have ah shit. Ah ah shit. That's horrible. Okay, last try. Oh, it's 4. Sorry. And my cello has oversized, so I'm like, ugh. Try it once slow and try to do really subito piano and subito forte. There's very little difference. Try to do really dramatic difference. So really, yeah. I give it one last try. Okay. Shh. It's difficult. So you have to stay quite near the bridge. Never go fingerboard, because then you lose the bass line. The bass line we have to be here. But do it slow. One from here. Very good. And then on top of it, try not to prepare. So that's really bam, 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 bam. I try once a tempo and say. And here's no forte. And then you have the crescendo. But it would be good to have these subitos really, really sudden, like sudden death. Do you like hockey, ice hockey? They have a good team in Washington, the Washington Capitals. You should go watch. Sudden death is cool because the first guy who scores the goal wins, or the other guys lose with this. So that's a sudden death thing. Give it one more try. Ah, yeah, very good. Now you did forte again. There's nothing for. So he goes forte piano, and then he stays piano. So there's this. And then it goes down and up again. Definitely, my teacher told me when actually he did that with anything, he said we should always pretend it's like a newly discovered sonata by Beethoven. So Piatti was not Beethoven, but he was a damn good composer. So I would try to make as much musical sense of it, and I would take it as serious as if his name was actually Beethoven, and see what he wants and where he wants to go. They're such little jewels, these caprices. I taught last year in the masterclass. Somebody came with this something like this. I've never heard that piece before. But beautiful, and with a beautiful second part with some, I don't know, with lots of flats and really wonderful music. And you can actually, one can learn a lot technically and musically. You can really go into great detail. Unfortunately, I cannot show you anything because I'm not such a good sight reader, but it's worth it. It's really, they're really, it's valuable music there. And you have left hand, you have absolutely no problems. So you can get more weight on the bow to get the sonority. Because obviously anybody who is listening will say, is he stupid? She played so beautiful and loud. Yeah, but in a bigger distance, in a hall, it would have been not as impressive. With the microphone picks up such as close, but I could see you were not really putting on all the work, and you didn't sweat. Actually, that piece you could be completely drenched in sweat because you have to work so hard to get, or maybe you're just very efficient player, which is good. I mean, sweat doesn't mean you're a better player or better musician. Actually, the opposite. Sometimes they, especially conductors, no, they start sweating just because they don't get it right. And actually the good ones, they just do it so right that, well, anyway, get more weight on the bow. I think that will definitely improve your sonority even more, even though you had a range. I mean, I'm not saying you played it flat, you played it fantastically well. I guess I have a student in 5 minutes, so thank you very much for playing beautifully. Bravo. Best wishes from Spanish capital to the US capital. Which avoided a civil war. I'm very happy.
Thank
and
you
hope
so
to see
much.
you. Thank you, Jamie. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, that was really enjoyable and very interesting. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure.
So let's all thank him.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you, Jamie.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you.
And hope to see you sometimes live.
Yes, that'd be great.
All best.
See you later.
Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Hey, Nicole, you sounded great. All right, I'm going to end the live here.
Can't hear you.
So thank you to everybody who is watching on YouTube. All right, hope you enjoyed that masterclass. Let's hear it for our performers. All right. All right, so I'm going to stop the live stream now. See